I'm Adrian Seed and you're watching Nightline. The top stories. Dato Sri Anwar denies government invited PAS to collaborate. And MACC confirms Joe Low hiding in Macau. Thanks for joining us. The Malaysian Anti-Corruption Commission MACC believes that fugitive financier Lau Teck Joe or Joe Low is hiding in Macau. According to a report by Al Jazeera, the MACC believes that the other individuals wanted over the 1MDB scandal are also currently in Macau. The anti-graft agency said this has also been confirmed by several individuals who have seen Joe Low in Macau. An Interpol Red Notice for Joe Low was approved and issued in 2018. Al Jazeera reported that MACC's remarks came weeks after the arrest of Kee Kok Thiam, one of the suspects in the One Malaysia Development Berhad scandal, after he was deported from Macau for allegedly overstaying his visa. Prime Minister Dato Sri Anwar Ibrahim on May the 5th had said that the government was expediting the extradition of Joe Low back to Malaysia through collaborations with foreign agencies. The Prime Minister, however, did not reveal the countries involved in the talks, nor confirmed Lau's whereabouts. Joe Low has been charged in Malaysia and the US over allegations that he orchestrated the theft of $4.5 billion from 1MDB. Meanwhile, this just in, the MACC has confirmed the death of Kee Kok Thiam, a suspect in the 1MDB scandal who informed the authorities of the whereabouts of Joe Low. The matter came to light after an obituary notice on Kee's death had made its rounds earlier. It is believed that Kee died of sudden illness. 56-year-old Kee had been a pivotal witness in the local investigations of the global corruption scandal. He was described as Joe Low's associate and had been deported from Macau for overstaying his visa before being arrested at the Kuala Lumpur International Airport Terminal 2 earlier this month. During questioning by the MACC, he confirmed meeting Joe Low and fellow 1MDB fugitives and suspects in Macau. Kee was then released after his interview with the Commission, and the anti-corruption body said no charges had been laid against him at the time. Prime Minister Dato Sri Anwar Ibrahim has dismissed claims made by some PAS leaders regarding an offer for the party to join the unity government. He clarified that neither he nor the top leadership of the governing coalition had raised or discussed such a proposal.
Saya tak dimaklum sama sekali. Saya tidak tahu sama sekali.
So memang tak betul lah. Ada
mungkin tak tahu siapa ketua ranting ke yang sampaikan, saya tak tahu. Tapi tidak daripada saya, tidak daripada pimpinan. Itu tanya dia lah. Kalau daripada kemungkinan jadi ketua ranting ke siapa, saya tak tahu. Tapi tidak sampai dan tidak pernah dibincang oleh pimpinan yang saya tanya dalam PH atau dalam BN.
He said this to the media after the launch of the Fikrah Siddiq Fadzil in the Dewan Bahasan Pustaka on Tuesday. PAS President Dato Sri Abdul Hadi Awang had previously disclosed that he had been approached multiple times by an unidentified person with an offer for the party to collaborate with the unity government. Speaking at the same event, Dato Sri Anwar on Tuesday took Kedah Menteri Besar Dato Sri Muhammad Sanusi Mat Noor to task for claiming that Pulau Pinang still belongs to Kedah. The Prime Minister said, as Menteri Besar, Dato Sri Muhammad Sanusi should understand the Constitution and be bound by legal aspects.
Kadang-kadang bila seorang pemimpin dia berucap, dia kena faham perlembagaan, dia kena faham perjanjian. Walaupun ada perjanjian 100 tahun dulu, 1000 tahun dulu, dia ada perjanjian mutakhir penubuhan Persekutuan Tanah Melayu, Malaysia, dan itu jelas. Saya nak ucap dari segi sandiwara politik soal lain, tapi sebagai seorang menteri besar, saya fikir wajar terikat dengan perundangan.
Dato Sri Anwar added that all leaders need to respect the Constitution agreement that has been consented by all the Malay rulers, including the Sultan of Kedah, on the issue. On Monday, Dato Sri Muhammad Sanusi was reported to have said that Kedah and Pulau Pinang do not have a border because Pulau Pinang still belongs to Kedah, claiming further that Kedah only shares a border with Perak and Perlis. Deputy Prime Minister and Plantation and Commodities Minister Datuk Sri Fadillah Yusof expressed his confidence that Tuesday's meetings on the European Union's deforestation regulation EUDR in Brussels, Belgium, will be fruitful amid the higher level of engagement. He noted that all this while engagements had been at the officers' level. Correspondent Haliza Hashim reports from Brussels in Belgium.
The multilateral engagements with the EU is a joint mission with the Indonesian government under the Council of Palm Oil Producing Countries, CPOPC. Combined, Malaysia and Indonesia contribute more than 80% to the global palm oil market. Earlier this year, Datuk Sri Fadillah and Indonesia's Coordinating Minister for Economic Affairs, Erlangga Hartarto, mutually agreed to protect the interests of the palm oil sector by strengthening efforts in dealing with the discrimination against palm oil. This is in response to the implementation of EUDR announced by the EU in December 2022, which aims to prevent deforestation due to agricultural activities.
All this while it has at officers level. So now the commitment is from the ministry level. Not only ministry, I'm coming to represent the government of Malaysia, not only as Minister of Commodity and Plantation, but also as Deputy Prime Minister. And what more to say, now it is a joint mission with Indonesia. Indonesia is the biggest producer of palm oil. So that shows our real commitment towards sustainability, towards what is good for not only for Malaysia, but it's the whole world.
On Tuesday, the two ministers will hold several meetings and engagement sessions with EU top leaders to clarify the position of CPOPC member countries on the implementation of EUDR, which not only targets the palm oil industry but also affects the lives of smallholders. Malaysia has about 700,000 smallholders in agri-commodity, of which about 450,000 are in the palm oil sector.
We need to engage with them so that coming out from that regulation later on, the guideline must be clear. What do they want to do? How are they going to audit? What are the auditing process and so on? These are the things that we need from them. There must be clarity in terms of guideline, not only the rules, but also guideline. If they want to do it unilaterally, so we have some other strategy how to go about it.
Datuk Sri Fadillah is leading the Malaysian delegation to Brussels from May 28th to 31st. Delegations from Malaysia and Indonesia ministers will be meeting Commissioner for the Environment, Ocean and Fisheries, Virginijus Sinkevicius, High Representative of the European Union for Foreign Affairs and Security Policy, Josep Borrell Fontelle, as well as European Green Deal and Commissioner for Climate Action Policy, Executive Vice President Frans Timmermans. The minister will also be meeting the Vice President of the European Parliament, Heidi Hautala, and the Chair of International Trade, Bernard Lange. A working luncheon with the industry leaders and chief executive officers is also scheduled.
After today, there will be further discussions and meetings, but the main message that Malaysia wants to emphasize and deliver to Brussels today is that we do not want them to come up with any new regulations that will discriminate against agri-commodity, in particular palm oil. Haliza Hashim, TV3, Brussels, Belgium.
Seorang wanita diculik sebelum dijumpai mati.
Peratus yang terbakar adalah lebih kurang 75 ke 80%.
Pihak polis telah menjumpai satu mayat yang telah rentung.
Fail Mahkamah, Rabu 9 malam, TV3 dan stream secara HD ditonton.
The Domestic Trade and Cost of Living Ministry, KPDN, will cooperate with various agencies to build a more systematic flood victim database to attract more insurance companies to provide the Rahmah insurance scheduled to be launched in June. Its Minister, Datuk Sri Salahuddin Ayub, said a database would help convince leading insurance companies in the country to offer assistance to flood victims.
Beri kami masa dalam tempoh mungkin 6 bulan untuk kita benar-benar selaraskan data-data ini supaya nanti insya-Allah syarikat-syarikat insurans ini akan dapat menawarkan pakej yang benar-benar bermakna kepada mangsa-mangsa sama ada yang rosak itu kenderaan mereka ataupun rumah kediaman mereka.
He said this after handing financial aid to flood victims in Dungun district at Dewan Perbandaran Dungun on Tuesday. Datuk Sri Salahuddin said his ministry will cooperate with the police, the National Disaster Management Agency NADMA, and the Civil Defence Force to collect and update the data. He added that currently there are 3 big insurance companies that have stated their commitment to help disaster victims. He also said the insurance companies will present suitable packages next week and urge residents in flood-prone areas to register and complete the flood victim database. The Health Ministry, MOH, is still evaluating the need to hire nurses from overseas to address the shortage faced by the private healthcare sector. Health Minister Dr. Zaliha Mustafa said the authorities are well aware of the issue and that more engagement sessions need to be conducted with the private sector in order to assess how the ministry can assist in the matter.
Perkara itu memang dalam makluman MOH ya, dan kita tengah halusi ya, seperti yang Dr. Kujit sebut. Dr. Kujit pun telah membuat engagement juga ya dengan MOH, dan saya juga dan sebagai menteri kita juga telah sedang memperhalusi perkara itu dan melihat di manakah perkara-perkara yang kita harus lakukan untuk membantu private sector dalam memenuhi keperluan mereka lah.
She added that through such engagement sessions, the ministry will be able to ascertain matters such as hiring and procuring nurses from outside to help the private sector improve its services. Dr. Zaliha said this in response to the nurse shortage issue highlighted by the Association of Private Hospitals Malaysia, APHM President Datuk Dr. Kuljit Singh. He said a survey of 103 hospitals by APHM in November found that 9,224 more nurses will be needed from this year to 2025. Earlier, Dr. Zaliha officiated the 29th APHM International Healthcare Conference and Exhibition at the Kuala Lumpur Convention Centre. After this breather, several injured in shooting near beach in Hollywood. Details when we return. Typhoon Mawar lashed Taiwan's eastern coast with wind, rain and large waves on Tuesday, but largely skirted the island after giving a glancing blow to the northern Philippines. Although the slow-moving typhoon has lost some of its ferocity since smashing into Guam last week, forecasters in the Philippines said that Mawar remained dangerous, with maximum sustained winds of 155 kilometers per hour and gusts of up to 190 kilometers per hour. Strong winds were still forecast for Taiwan, and authorities in the Philippines warned against complacency, saying the risks from dangerous tidal surges, flash floods, landslides and typhoon-enhanced monsoon rain remains until Mawa has safely blown away. The typhoon is offshore about 350 kilometers east of the Batanes capital, Basco, and is projected to shift northeast by Wednesday towards southern Japan.
Or we can counter flow. Yeah. Got it.
And over in India, a bus carrying Hindu pilgrims to a shrine in Kashmir skidded off a highway bridge into a Himalayan gorge on Tuesday, killing at least 10 people and injuring 55 others. The bus, which police say was overloaded, was on its way to Katra town from the northern state of Punjab's Amritsar city when it fell into the gorge near Jammu city. Residents and authorities then rushed to the scene of the accident to rescue those involved. It is not yet known how the accident occurred, and an investigation into the incident has been launched. The shrine of Vaishno Devi in Katra is highly revered by Hindus, and thousands of thousands visit it every year. At least 9 people were injured on Monday when gunfire erupted along the beachside promenade in Hollywood, Florida, sending people frantically running for cover along the crowded beach during the Memorial Day holiday in the United States. 4 minors aged between 1 and 17 were hit, along with 5 adults between 25 and 65, one of whom went into surgery from their injuries. Preliminary investigations showed that the shooting happened shortly before 7 p.m. local time, when an altercation broke out and at least 1 gun was pulled and shots were fired. At least 1 person has been reprimanded, and police are continuing the search for more suspects. Hollywood Beach is a popular beach destination, and during the Memorial Day weekend, the beach was expected to see a high number of visitors. China has launched 3 astronauts to its Tiangong space station on Tuesday, putting a civilian into orbit for the first time as it pursues plans to send a crewed mission to the moon by the end of the decade. The Shenzhou 16 crew launched atop Long March 2F rocket from Jiuquan Satellite Launch Center at 9:30 local time. According to the director of the Jiuquan Satellite Launch Center, Zhu Liping, the launch was a complete success, and the astronauts are in good condition. The crew will overlap briefly with the 3 astronauts currently on board the Tiangong station, who will then return to Earth after completing their 6-month mission. The crew will stay aboard Tiangong for about 5 months, during which they will conduct scientific experiments including in high-precision space-time frequency systems, general relativity, and into the origin of life. On to sports. Tennis, the 2023 French Open. World number 1 Carlos Alcaraz came through with flying colours after crushing Italian qualifier Flavio Cobolli in the first round. Alcaraz issued an early warning to his rivals as the Spaniard began his quest for a second Grand Slam title by easing past Cobolli 6-love, 6-2, 7-5. The 20-year-old comfortably served out to go 2 sets up, but the 159th ranked Cobolli held his own and threatened to mount a late fightback as he broke to level the third set at 5-all with some ripping forehands. The top seed, however, stepped up another gear to ensure Cobolli would leave the tournament with an abiding image of a chastening defeat. Meanwhile, Jannik Sinner cruised past home favourite Alexandra Mueller 6-1, 6-4, 6-1 to reach the second round at the clay court major for the 4th straight year. The Italian will next take on Daniel Altmaier. In another match, former champion Stan Wawrinka shrugged off his 38 years to reach the second round, winning a 5-set marathon against Albert Ramos Vignolas. Wawrinka, ranked 89 in the world, came through 7-6, 6-4, 6-7, 1-6, 6-4 in a 4-hour and 35 minutes match. The Swiss will play Australia's Thanasi Kokkinakis next. In the women's event, Caroline Garcia had to dig deep in order to beat China's Ziyu Wang as it took her 3 sets and almost 3 hours of play to get it done in 7-6, 4-6, 6-4. The number 5 seed will face Russian Anna Blinkova in the next round. Latvian Yelena Ostapenko, the 2017 champion, battled back from a 5-1 down in the second set to seal a 6-3, 7-5 victory over Czech Teresa Martinkova. The match lasted 1 hour and 43 minutes. The number 17 seed will play American Peyton Stearns in the next match. Joining her was Italian's Elisabetta Cocciarecco. The 22-year-old shocked number 10 seed Petra Kvitova with a 6-3, 6-4 straight sets victory to advance to the second round. Still to come, man slashed by wife with meat cleaver. Stay with us. Investigation following a police report lodged against a group who claimed to be the heirs of the Sulu Sultanate. Inspector General of Police Tan Sri Akril Sani Abdullah Sani confirmed that the police had received a report lodged by the Prime Minister's Department's Legal Affairs Division Director General. The report was lodged following the group's demand of more than $32 billion through arbitration, which was then handed over to the government on July 30th, 2019. In a statement, the Inspector General of Police said the claim is a threat to national security. He said Bukit Aman CID's Special Investigation Unit has opened an investigation paper under Section 124 subsection K of the Penal Code for sabotage. He stressed that the authorities view any element that can jeopardize public orders seriously, especially the act of sabotage towards the nation's security, sovereignty and stability. He also gave the assurance that a thorough investigation will be carried out. Over in Kelantan, a woman was arrested after allegedly slashing her husband's right arm with a meat cleaver at their home in Pengkalan Chepa on Sunday. The 30-year-old suspect was arrested at her home on Monday following a report made by the victim's father. According to the Kota Bharu District Police Chief ACP Muhammad Rosdi Daud, the victim's father provided a statement indicating that his 31-year-old son was assaulted with a meat cleaver. Preliminary drug test results on the suspect came back negative, and the suspect is currently detained on a 6-day remand order. The case is being investigated under the Penal Code for voluntarily causing grievous hurt by dangerous weapons. An 11-year-old girl from Girik, Perak has been hospitalized after eating homemade biscuits laced with cannabis. Perak Police Chief Datuk Sri Muhammad Yusri Hassan Basri said the girl was being treated at Hospital Taiping following the 10:25 p.m. incident on Monday. In a statement, he said the girl was initially sent to the Lawin Health Clinic for treatment after suffering from shortness of breath, dizziness and nausea. A medical assistant there then contacted the police about the matter. The girl was referred to the Girik Hospital before being sent to Taiping. Datuk Sri Muhammad Yusri said the girl's 38-year-old father was arrested on Tuesday. The man's urine tests came back positive for tetrahydrocannabinol, or THC. He will be remanded until June 3rd to facilitate investigations under the Child Act and the Dangerous Drugs Act. Before we leave, let's take a look at Berlin's bask in warm sunshine and festival vibes as the city trumped into the sound of the Carnival of Cultures, which has returned after a 3-year COVID hiatus. The parade is a 3-day street festival with colourful processions showcasing the different cultures of Berlin's residents. With that, I'm Adrian Seat. Thank you for watching and stay safe, Malaysia.